Hello everyone, this is DD1 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at some very peculiar pieces here. I know very little about them, but they're very, very interesting and awesomely detailed. So before us, we have two different head sculpts. We have one of Jason Voorhees and one of Freddy Krueger. Now, the lore behind these is pretty interesting. I got these from a guy when I was buying some other props from him, kind of last second. I initially ended up buying, because I visited this guy multiple times to buy multiple props from him. So I ended up buying eventually the Jason head, and then the very last time I was there, there was a last second deal, and I went ahead and got the Freddy head and an alien head, which is actually going to Green Science Boy. Now, what I was allegedly told before I show these all the way is that some of these, or all of them, or whatever, were kind of like proofs for the film industry, for like they were sculpted as concepts for being used for the movies and whatnot, different character designs. And now that I'm remembering, that's actually my take on it. What I was initially told is these were extras that were screen used or were going to be screen used. And I don't know how valid that is. But my theory is, if anything in that realm, that they were done. That's like concepts of how the characters might look in certain scenes or in general, or something like that. Because the guy claims that he got them from someone in the industry, kind of like an under the table type of thing, many years ago. And I don't know how valid that is. I don't know how valid what I just said is. I actually went on the Friday the 13th forum and posted about a mysterious Jason head. I didn't know how to attach images for some reason at the time. This was like last year, and I never went around to finding out that solution to doing that. And I had a few people respond, well, here it is. And we're going to take a look at them. Now, first of all, you're probably wondering why there's a Jimmy head plate on this one, and it's because I decided to get that added on so that I could use it on one of my Jason bodies, because I think that would look really cool, and I did test it out and filmed it, and it looked pretty sick. So we'll take a good look here at these, and you might be thinking, well, I'm sure these are just kind of like were mass produced or something. I did some research. I could find absolutely nothing about this Jason head. I've not really looked too hard about the Freddy head, but I've not seen anything. So here's the Jason head. It's a very unique design for sure. I was kind of just drawn to it because it's so weird looking. Like the side profile is crazy on this dude. And you can see that there was a lot of care and effort put into the designs, because you have these really high quality eyeballs in here, and then you have some clear gloss that's put in the nose and in the mouth, and there's some of that kind of slime or ooze just dripping out, and there's even a little in the ear holes. And so I was told that this is supposed to be Jason. I can see it. It's ironically a very similar color scheme to the Jimmy Jason head. And it's just so strange. I mean, he has this huge eyeball and this little thing here. And supposedly these are just kind of like one-offs or something, but I truly could not find anything on this. And initially I was told, just try and keep this on the down low or whatever, but I mean, the guy was going to sell me a Hannibal Lecter for a very good price, and it was in excellent condition. And then he kept kind of dragging it out, and then he basically just started ghosting me. And that's not very cool, If you decide you want to keep it or something, then just say that, don't just drag it out. And so I'm at the point where it's like, well, that was kind of an L move, so I might as well just show these guys at this point, right? But yeah, so if you look up close here, just the detailing and the paint and everything is so cool on it. But again, I have no clue the official lore behind these. I don't know if they were just like commissions and they're one-offs that way, or if they actually do have some history in the film industry. I don't know, but all in all, I think that they are just really interesting, and this guy does look pretty cool on the Jimmy Jason body, the '07 body that is. And unfortunately, the hockey mask couldn't quite fit. It looked awesome over his eyes, but just the straps, this is a 2010, but like the straps are just not really long enough for that crazy huge head. So you can't really put a mask on that's a Jimmy mask, but I'm sure if I bought another, it would work out great. And yeah, this is the material on the inside. It's just like a black foam, and it's kind of squishy all around. Um, these were actually taken pretty decently care of. I said that completely wrong. What am I, stupid? But yeah, it's got very squishy latex with foam inside, and it's just overall in great shape. And then we have the Freddy Krueger head, and this one is really weird. So first of all, it's very big. Here it is compared to the Jason head, and I actually have a Butler head here for a comparison. And here's a Butler head compared to the Jason head. So they're both pretty big, but this one's extra large. Allegedly, the scene I was told this was supposed to be of or for was when Freddy Krueger was coming out of like a tree or a wall or a bed frame or something like that, and they were like I think when the souls are leaving his body or something. Now, obviously, I can't really validate that, but that's what I was told. But yeah, I mean, the detail on this one is just crazy. Like if you look in the mouth, there's just so much different paint in there, and a really well thought out sculpt. His nose seems like it's a little smushed. I don't know if that was intentional or if it was just damaged over time, but the rest of him is basically perfect. He is a very rigid, hard material. It's been theorized that it's the same kind of latex as this. It's just kind of dry rotted a bit, but there's no actual real rot going on. It's just solid. But you can see how crazy the eyes are on this guy. They're just really nice eyeballs. I think they're glass. They might be plastic, but they could be glass as well. Yeah, especially in the mouth, that's just super well done. And you can see he has this big scar on his head with a bunch of like stitching on it. So that's why I was wondering if maybe there is some validity to what the guy said, because these takes are just pretty different from Freddy and Jason. I mean, this, I can tell it's the same kind of concept, but he has this huge swollen eye, and I at least don't know of any Jasons that are quite like that. And then I don't know if I don't recall at least any Freddy Kruegers with all of this like stitching in the head. And this thing is really heavy. There it is from the side. You can tell it was designed to go on a wall or something. And here's the back. So it's just this very bubbly, rigid foam material. And if you look, I actually just noticed this today. There's like this little piece of fishing line, and it's just sticking out. I don't know exactly what that would be for. Maybe a tag or something. The alien head I would show, but it's packed up in a box. And then I actually got a Ghostbusters dog head as well, like the statue of the big dog gargoyle kind of creatures on top of the building in the first movie. And it's based off of that, but it's very different. So honestly, I have no idea for these. These could just be some like one-of-a-kind commissions, or they could actually have been, like tests for the films. I have no idea. I have no way to prove any of that, but here they are before you. And I will say they're really cool in my opinion. But you guys let me know in the comments, what do you think of these? Do you think they're cool? What do you think their actual history is? Do you have any information? But that's about it for this, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.